United who get the ball rolling in this Emirates FA Cup fourth round tie at Old Trafford. United, the holders. Winners in what turned out to be Louis van Gaal's last game in charge. And here taking on Wigan Athletic, winners of the competition back in 2013. Dramatic success against Manchester City at Wembley. A few opening thoughts. Come on up.
Well, that was certainly one for the history books for Wigan Football Club. An amazing result that particular day. I do feel if they get anything here today, it would be another one to write in their history books. The Manchester United side that are going on all fronts, I feel, this season, certainly qualified for that final of the EPL Cup, and now it's an opportunity to progress in the FA Cup as holders.
Impressed for Manchester United in pre-season against Wigan Athletic. Took some time to find his feet in the Premier League, but was eventually given his chance by Jose Mourinho, the Armenian international. Made such big strides in his time in the Bundesliga in Germany with Borussia Dortmund.
I think you have to say that Mourinho handled the situation really well. There was a lot of talk that why wasn't he playing, why hadn't he been involved, but whatever the issues were, it seems that when he got into the side, he showed what fantastic ability that he has.
Back there by Morsey, Sam Morsey, who's now back with Wigan Athletic and has been rewarded with a new contract, having been on loan at Barnsley during the first half of the campaign. Another opportunity since Warren Joyce took over. And by Rooney, Mkhitaryan in the middle. Involving Manchester United has been outgoing. Schneidlin has left for Everton. Memphis Depay has gone to France to join Lyon. This is the future hope of Anthony Martial. He was on target when Manchester United defeated Reading in the third round, facing Championship opposition then. Championship. Scored many goals, but they don't concede that many either. Only 8 teams currently have a better defensive record. Warnock. He's done again by Stephen Warnock. Twice in FA Cup semi-finals with Blackburn Rovers and Aston Villa. Mkhitaryan.
Interesting that Martial started on the right, Mata central, and Mkhitaryan off the left-hand side. Certainly I feel that's to come inside to give Shaw in particular the opportunity to go on the overlap, the attacking, raiding fullback that he can be.
Featuring for the first time since the end of November, hurt a groin in the win over West Ham United in the EFL Cup, the quarter-final. Set to take on Southampton in the final at Wembley at the end of February. United have to ease their way into this one.
Yeah, patience is going to be vitally important.
Possession.
Good work by Morsey, pushing Fellaini down quickly, not giving him any time, and Fellaini a little bit sloppy in that midfield area. And then as Morsey breaks away from him, you can clearly see him tugging his shirt back.
Just wonder if there was a case for Neil Swarbrick showing Marouane Fellaini a yellow card for holding back Morsey.
I don't think he'll get another chance, Tony, that's for sure.
But Smalling and Rowe. together in the middle of the Manchester United back line, the only two to survive from the defeated Hull on Thursday. So they've got the EFL Cup final to come. They're also involved in the UEFA Europa League, the last 32. Saint Etienne.
And I do think that's the reason why Jose Mourinho is juggling his squad. He's trying to keep players as fresh as he can, although still fielding very strong teams. And the strength in depth that he has amassed at Manchester United is going to come to the fore if they're going to stay in all competitions.
That is the difference between United and the likes of Liverpool, who bowed out of the FA Cup on Saturday, losing at Anfield against Wolverhampton Wanderers of the Championship. Tottenham given a tough time too against Wycombe Wanderers before edging through.
That was a game I was at, and certainly it was. It was a fine performance, a fantastic FA Cup tie, which Wycombe really accredited themselves fantastically well. Were very unfortunate, at least not to get a replay. I'm sure we're going to be taking a lot from those results. You look at Wolves' performance, certainly Lincoln beating Brighton, Oxford, Newcastle, Millwall today, and Sutton beating Leeds United. So the magic of the FA Cup lives on.
Knocked away by Connolly. And Connolly, a youngster on loan at the moment from Everton.
Schweinsteiger caught on this occasion, just trying to step over the ball and be clever, and he's dispossessed. At the moment, Wigan working really well in that midfield area, not allowing United any time to control the tempo of the game.
With both their goals in the wing of a fellow strugglers, Burton Albion. Did feature in the Premier League for Everton towards the end of last season. Came on as a substitute in the game against Southampton, which saw Everton also introduce Tom Davis, who's now become a first-team regular at the age of 18.
I think Warren Joyce will be delighted with the way his team started. This is the free kick. Picks out the big centre-half, it's nodded down. It's a great strike from Connolly. Just can't quite strike it towards the corner of the net. Straight at the United keeper, who in the end just hacks it away.
Fine. From Semenza. Shaw, Rooney, Mata,
I just feel at the moment Manchester United playing too many sideways and backwards passes. They're not making progress up the field, and when there's the opportunity to close quickly in that midfield area, Morsi already got in a couple of really good challenges. It will mean that Griggs isolated at times, but they're getting bodies back behind the ball. Warren Joyce, I think, will be the happier of the two coaches at this point with the way that his team started the game.
Pressing by Michael Jacobs. Timothy Fuselmens, the 19-year-old, the young Dutch junior international, has been given his chance by Jose Mourinho. Fuselmens in the right back. It means there's no place in the United squad today for Antonio Valencia, who joined Manchester United from Wigan Athletic. Jose Mourinho will give the FA Cup all the respect it deserves, given what happened to Chelsea when they were knocked out of the competition by Bradford a couple of years back. Bradford of League One at the time. Chelsea, having established a 2-goal lead, were beaten 4-2.
Yeah, I'm sure that's one that would have scarred Jose Mourinho, and he will draw on that experience to make sure that this Manchester United side are certainly intent on performing well and making sure that they're at their highest level.
Away by Burn. Also prepared to hustle and harry when he does get the chance to get forward and support Grigg.
And another one, and the next one.
Martial. Wilson slides in.
Good tackle.
Yeah, Manchester United feeling that they should have had a free kick. The appeal's brushed aside by Neil Swarbrick. Grigg. Away by Mkhitaryan. Connolly.
He just didn't have an option centrally. He broke past Mkhitaryan. There was nothing in the box for him to aim at. Even Will Grigg was not there. He looked up, he had to check back.
A bit short of attacking options just at the moment. Changed team for this one, not prepared to risk Yannick Vinchut, who has got 5 goals in support of Grigg this season. It's the fixture against Brentford last weekend with a hamstring problem. He's on the bench.
Well, they had some success from their previous free kick in terms of the shot on target by Connolly. And you can see they're setting up with a similar ploy now.
Smalling looking after Burn. Change of direction by Wigan. In by Warner. Easily gathered by Romero. And swift to get Manchester United moving again. Perhaps a bit too eager. It's early days, but Wigan have acquitted themselves well.
They've settled really well, and I think that will frustrate Jose Mourinho. He knows that his team can play far, I think, quicker and with more effectiveness. There's not been balls played forward. They've not got between the lines at the moment. Wigan have held firm and had good shape.
Well, we're given the job by Romero. Losing out to Jacobs. Morsey.
Well, Romero and Rojo are taking chances there, and they're lucky to get away with it.
There's a collision from the Wigan Athletic support for the pass from Bastian Schweinsteiger. Schweinsteiger again taking responsibility. Shaw determined to put his injury woes behind him and away from Connolly.
Well, nice diagonal from Schweinsteiger. Shaw showing that explosive pace down the left-hand side, but the quality of the cross was poor. Needs to fizz that through the 6-yard box.
Grigg, found by Power. McDonald, Welsh international. touchline, but McDonald has emerged with the ball.
Good control possession, moving the ball, 1 and 2 touch. That will be confidence building for Wigan. 20 minutes in, job to this point done very well for Warren Joyce's team.
As well as changing their manager at the start of November, huge turnover in personnel for Wigan Athletic, having enjoyed promotion from the third tier, League One, at the end of last season. Since Warren Joyce is now beginning to put his stamp on the Wigan Athletic squad. Subtle changes since the January window opened, with the recruitment of the likes of Connolly, new contract for Morsey. Smalling. Fellaini on his way. Jacobs.
But at least with Fellaini's run, he's running forward, he's shifting defenders, and that creates space for other people to work in as well. You don't necessarily have to make a run to receive the ball, but you can shift players and change the dynamics of the team you're playing against. So that was positive from Fellaini.
Given away by Rooney. Morsey. Wigan looking to spring a counter-attack. Can respond quickly. Schweinsteiger. Mata, been quiet so far. Smalling. Martial. Shaw.
The Wigan players back in shape once again. Can they penetrate Manchester United? Time and time again, they're looking to go into forward areas, but then come backwards and out. Rooney there just suggesting to Shaw that he should go on the overlap, try to shift players with his run.
Manchester United with 70% of the first half possession, but it's often said, isn't it, that it's not how much time you've got with the ball, it's what you do with it.
Yep, they've had a lot of possession, but it's all too deep. It's all in this area. It's all in front of Wigan, and that's exactly as Warren Joyce would have set up and would have wanted his team to defend the situation. He's happy for Rojo, for Smalling to have the ball here.
Schweinsteiger. Rooney. This was easily dealt with by Buxton. Fellaini. Mkhitaryan. Mata. Shaw. Away again by Buxton. Morsey. Bravo. Shaw. Taken over the top of the crossbar by Mata, having been teed up by Mkhitaryan.
Well, this was a decent ball from Shaw. Good run from Mkhitaryan. And as the challenge comes in, it pops out to Mata just inside that 18-yard box. And he can't roll to keep the volley down on target to trouble Horgard in that Wigan goal. Still, United not found a shot on target after 24 minutes.
Mkhitaryan's run, it was Dan Burns' attempted clearance which fell so nicely for Juan Mata.
He'll be disappointed, Tony, because a man of his ability, the way that drops for him, he's in a great position for him to just roll on that volley, keep it down and on target. Disappointing finish from the Spaniard.
Manchester United's heroes when they won the FA Cup against Crystal Palace at Wembley after extra time at the end of last season. In the ear of the referee. Another long-range attempt which has proved troublesome for Romero.
Well, it's a fine strike by Power. And it moves in the air just in front of Romero. And in the end, he has to adjust his position. It's a long-range effort. Wayne Rooney's not happy with the challenge in that centre area. He's arguing with the referee. Power seizes on the little bit of space. You can see it's really moving in the air.
Terrific attempt by Max Power. Martial. Put behind for a corner by Connolly.
Still Wayne Rooney and Hills already conversation.
Just underlines Manchester United's current frustration. Massive with the corner kick. Smalling couldn't get there. Helped away by Warnock and then Worsey. Here's Rooney. Mata. Perkins. Naive challenge by Fusa-Mensah.
Well, it's a foot race down the touchline towards the ball. Fusa-Mensah comes across, goes shoulder to shoulder, and clearly shoves Jacobs to the floor. No need for that. Just defend the situation. Gives a needless free kick away in a dangerous position.
Jacobs in discussion. Jacobs perhaps suggesting that the free kick should be a little bit further into the playing area.
I have to say that, and you see the squares and the cut of the grass, that I thought it was more on the first line there. Another 3 yards infield. Warwick has slightly penalised Wigan with the positioning of the ball.
Another chance for Wigan to utilise Dan Burns' height. Having a good look to find out what's on for him. Morsey. Mkhitaryan. Great recovery.
Position, beating Hull City 4-1.
Another team from the Championship, the second tier, to profit in the Emirates FA Cup this weekend. Schweinsteiger. Fellaini. Fusa-Mensah. Schweinsteiger. Trying to pick out Rooney. Mkhitaryan the first to react. Out by Byrne. Mata. Roja.
And you can hear the screams in that. League Cup finalists, FA Cup holders, still in all competitions, and I still think a possibility of a really good Premier League season as well.
In sixth, only 14 points adrift of the lead is Chelsea. Martial on the charge. Fusa-Mensah, and put wide by Mkhitaryan. A glaring miss by Henrik Mkhitaryan. First real opportunity that Manchester United have had to open up the Wigan Athletic defence.
Well, it all comes about from Martial's run. Power, pace, brilliant ball out to the right back, Fusa-Mensah, and a good cross. And I just think Mkhitaryan maybe is a little bit sloppy in the way that he finishes. He has to punch that ball back across the goal. It's a great delivery. It's a poor contact from Mkhitaryan. He knows he's passed up.
It's Rooney. He's been put behind the combined efforts of Byrne and McDonald doing enough for Wigan.
That's good defending from Big Byrne heading away, corner of that 6-yard box, because I certainly thought Rooney might take on the opportunity to strike a goal.
Matter demanding more movement. Won by Schweinsteiger. Martial. Rooney. Did well to dig out the cross. Helped on by Smalling. Rick on his heels a little bit, but Wigan have got away with it. Byrne has run himself into trouble. On by Rooney. Mkhitaryan losing out to Mawson. Grigg.
He's been outstanding in his first half, Morsey. The number of times he's made challenges, interceptions. The star man in his first half in that central midfield position.
At the start of last season from Chesterfield. He's been to Wembley in the past. The Chesterfield team who lost to Peterborough United in the Football League Trophy 3 years ago. Smalling. He's back in Manchester United now, having returned from the African Cup of Nations with the Ivory Coast. And United signed last summer one of their big money captures from Villarreal. Schweinsteiger. Fellaini. Mata. Nicked away by Shaw.
Fitness and certainly the aptitude to be able to play at the highest level week in, week out.
She's scrapping with Fellaini.
Well, I think I'm reading that the referee's mouthing the first one. That's his first. No, it's not. That's the second time Fellaini's been penalised. He's certainly grabbing Morsey's legs. It looks as if he's breaking away from him. That must be a final warning for the big player. And certainly Morsey again. So competitive in that central midfield area.
Burnham jumped by Smalling. Swept in by McDonald. Out by Fellaini. Mata. Picked out by Rooney. Martial has made his move, as has Mkhitaryan. He's enjoying a good run of consecutive games in November until he picked up his latest injury, but even at the start of the current campaign it was a bit of a stop-start existence for him.
Yeah, and there are some players that actually need that consistency of games. They get to their best levels when they're playing matches. It doesn't matter how much training you do, Tony, how hard you work on that training field, there's nothing quite like having that level of match fitness. Well, Smalling is certainly tugging Byrne's shirt there, climbing over the top of him. He really is a threat for Wigan at set pieces.
Do their best to play to their strengths. Jacobs. Can't get the shot away. And there is a free kick before Power does try and test Romero.
Tony, it's hands on heads because Jacobs can't quite believe. It's Morsi who actually does really well in the 18-yard box. He protects the ball and he rolls it square, and it's a chance for Jacobs just to sweep the ball on target, completely miskicks it. Good protection of the ball, awareness from Morsi just to roll it into Jacobs' pass. And as you can see, a complete air shot. Just, what, 13, 4.
Romero.
Well, it's been Wigan that have carried the biggest threat. They've had more attempts at goal. For me, Jose Mourinho will be preparing his half-time speech, and I'm sure there's going to be a few home truths for one or two players who have an opportunity here this afternoon.
With the big guns on the bench, including Zlatan Ibrahimovic and Marcus Rashford. Schweinsteiger. Mata. Usumensa. Usumensa gets a second chance, but eventually it's Warnock who is able to divert the ball in the direction of Perkins.
Yeah, well, Warnock and Perkins doubling up really well down that left-hand side to deny Usumensa the chance to progress.
Mata. Usumensa. Just under 3 minutes of the first half remaining. So important now that Wigan keep their shape and keep their discipline. Worked hard so far to keep the holders out. Martial.
Well, they've defended well with organisation, determination. And that has to be the target now, a clean sheet at half-time.
Schweinsteiger. Usumensa. Mkhitaryan. Shaw. Rojo. Smalling. Smalling. Mkhitaryan. Rooney. Schweinsteiger. Real whip on the cross, here's Fellaini, and Manchester United take the lead. In the end, it was so simple for Marouane Fellaini. A first half of puff and puff from the holders, but now they've made the breakthrough.
Well, it was patience personified for Jose Mourinho's team. Lots of passes in the build-up to the delivery from Schweinsteiger. But it is all about that delivery from Schweinsteiger. The perfect cross for Mario Fellaini. You can see, has really sweeps that out. He's got time, he's got space, and he delivers perfectly to the back post. And Fellaini does what he does best in that area.